I'm just hitting record on all the right places. So we made it. I made it. I don't have to eat dog food. I'm so thankful for that. This is going back in the container for my dog. And yeah, no more. So, welcome to day 30 of my going live or having to eat dog food challenge. Um, I'm going to turn the cameras because I want you to see the wall that I have over here of all the things. Day 30 in the books. Okay. Man, that feels so good to be done, to have accomplished this, because that is not an easy thing to do, to be consistent and to go live for 30 days, especially consistency with somebody that has ADHD like me. So one last time, I get to pull out the big fatty marker. Here, let me show you the difference in size. Like, here's a normal magic marker. Here's this big one. Like, that's quite it's like the size of 2 magic markers. Anyway, or permanent markers. Dun dun dun. Da, 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 da. Yeah. We made it, folks. 30 days of going live. And of course, the whole reason for doing this is to share about my ADHD journey, to share the tips and tricks that I have for how I manage it and sometimes still struggle and then figure out a way around that. Pull out some tools from my tool belt, pull out my timers or my sticky notes, or make things visible, all the things. In fact, quick side note, I was taking my daughter's clothes to a exchange to see if we could get any money from them. Got like $15 for the clothes that they wanted, and then they left us 3 big piles. But while I was waiting for them to finish it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use this time and be productive. So I pulled up Notion on my phone, and it was like, the 7 habits of and here I'm blanking on the exact name. The 7 focus habits for an intentional life. Those are some great high-level things that are like very deep. And I was like, what are some quick wins that people could have that I could just share? And like, how could I structure this group coaching program more? And so I listed off, my phone's right up there, otherwise I'd pull it up. But probably 25 like quick wins or things that people could do to help change up their environment, to make it better for focus, to lessen the negative impact of ADHD. Things like body doubling, things like changing your phone to grayscale instead of having it be full color. And all of these things are things that I've done at different points in my life. And then if it's worked, and then I haven't needed to use it anymore, and so I go back, and then when I start needing to use that tool, I just pull it back out and I just start using it again. And so, yeah, I wrote out 30 things just in the 20 minutes that I was waiting for her clothes. It's like, oh yeah, I do have quite a few of these like very just quick, simple things that I could share that aren't like super in depth. Of course, each one of those is tied to like this root idea or a philosophy behind how to manage ADHD and how to kind of tap into the full potential of your brain. But I think sometimes we just need a quick win, or we just need a quick piece of advice. Like, hey, how do I solve this problem that I'm dealing with right in front of me? And so I think that I'll be incorporating those into the group coaching program, whether I have like a day that I do it, or maybe I was playing around with what if I did a week of every day is different and just a whole bunch of quick wins. And then the next week we dive into something more in depth, and then it just keep back and forth, flip-flopping between the 7 focus habits for an intentional life versus like quick wins, and just go through that. So we'll see. It'll be a fun experiment to try it out and see what helps you the most, because that's my ultimate grading scale is Are these things impacting your life and helping you or not? So yeah, that's the first group. Decided that I'm going to launch in January. So that's the first cohort that will join this Focus Habits. And I'm using a tool called Volley. So you get on and it's kind of like video voice messages where you can, I'll be sending out a message every day, and then you can get that and watch it or read the transcript whenever you feel like that day. And then you can respond, but then other people will all see this conversation. And so we could have a back and forth conversation. And then I can jump back into that conversation and do responses if there's a few people are all, having similar challenges or similar questions. So yeah, really excited to try that out because, again, I think it's something that I wish I had, and that would really help me to have a video platform. I'm very audio and visual, and so it's just more engaging to be hearing somebody and seeing their face as they're talking, and I'm moving my hands all the time because I studied sign language. So I think that I'm fairly engaging to watch as someone with ADHD. So I think it's just overall it will be a fun. I don't want to call it, it is kind of an experiment because I haven't done this group coaching before, but I've seen other people doing it. And so I know that others have been successful with it. So I want to try it and launch it. And I know I mentioned these two books yesterday. They came in the mail or came from Amazon and dropped off at the door. Scattered Minds. This one's from 1999. And then Taking Charge of Adult ADHD. I'm going to guess off the top of my head, 2013. I know I checked out the date a while ago when I first was looking. The dates matter because, copyright 2022. Second edition. When's the first edition? Does it say? 2021. The figure, okay, no. It's not telling me when this was first published. So I think this will be cool because my brain is going off because I think this is a different book than I was originally thinking of. But Russell Barkley is great. He's the author that I was wanting to do. I'm curious if this is the same as the audiobook that I read. So we'll see. But nevertheless, I'm excited to dive in, to pull out the strategies that he has, make sure that his strategies align with the ones that I have, and share things I learned from these. But I've gone through 40 other resources like these. But having ADHD, I love new inputs all the time. And so I'm constantly reading and learning and using the library to study up on ADHD, how I can unlock the full potential of my brain, and then now how to pass it on to use in the last 2 years that I've been doing this ADHD coaching. So I'm excited to launch. I'm excited to be done with this live streaming thing. It's been great. I've enjoyed getting to see how to come up with the ideas, what to share, what things I'd want to change about how I do it. There's some days that I'm like, yeah, that went great. And other days I'm like, that one sucked. I didn't feel like I was able to communicate what was in my head. I stuttered or I was all over the place. And you know what? That's just me. Some days we all have off days. So you got to see all of the full gamut of me. But now I'm excited to flip and to do more in-depth stuff and to do some videos where I've spent more time writing up the script. I will be doing some workshops. So starting next week, I will do a 1 day where you can sign up, and I'll be going through some of the resources and the 7 focus habits for an intentional life, sharing a little bit more about those. and kind of talking about the group coaching program, and also getting feedback to like discover what things people are looking for, and make sure that what I'm offering is what you want. It's part of the lean startup customer discovery process that I've read about and I've done in my past life and other things that I've done. So, sorry, I'm also just looking at my desk, and there's just all sorts of stuff. I did not clean it earlier, and so I am a little distracted by like this, by the books, by my drink, and I'm making some kits for some friends. But this, live streaming to you is a priority. And so it's like, well, I don't have to have everything perfect. Progress over perfection. Just go on and do something, even if I know that this is going to be distracting to me. So, yeah, I'm curious if you've been watching these, like what has stood out for you. If you have ADHD, or if you suspected that you had ADHD, and maybe this kind of bolstered or made you realize, oh man, yeah, I do have ADHD, and these videos help me to realize that. I'd be curious to hear about your experiences if you want to comment on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. So, yeah, man, my wife is also excited that I'll be done doing these live streams because, she's in the nursery right now. I think our baby, she was sick today, the baby was. So my wife stayed home to care for her, and I cared for her also. And then I had my contract work that I'm still doing as well. So, yeah, she's asleep, but that baby is the impetus for me to launch the group coaching program, because I knew that I can't keep doing the one-on-one coaching and be the stay-at-home dad raising her and kind of splitting my time, because I've got some people that help out watching her, but all those pieces of the puzzle of our lives, and figuring out how all those pieces fit into place. And I'm just this nerd that loves to keep moving those pieces around to see, like, how can I fit? What can I do that will help me to, like, accomplish my goals? Like to raise her well, to be present with her, while also getting to support my family, and I'd love to, one day retire my wife and have her be able to stay at home if she wants to, or be a stay-at-home author, so she can write some books. And then I'd love to be able to work, 30 hours a week, and then just also get to be around my daughter. So that would be a great goal, is to work hard during the times that I'm working, and then to not work when I'm not working. So I know that sounds overly simplistic, but I think that's, my brain is going to the slow productivity book that Cal Newport talks about, that it's almost the lie of modern day life, that just because we're available on our phones all the time now, that work so often is kind of demanding, or just, oh, well, you're available, just send this quick email, just check in, just, do this, and work suddenly takes over all this part of your life. And it's like, no, we don't. We can decide to not let it do that, to have healthy boundaries with work. That's part of why I'm a business owner. So that way I can say, okay, here's when I end my day, and that is done. Or if I'm feeling, on a Saturday, and I'm like, you know what, I want to make next week work really well for me, I'm going to accomplish more today, and, tell my wife, hey, like, I'm going to work in the morning because I just want to set myself up for success next week. And so that does happen sometimes, but it's my choice, instead of me allowing that boundary to just turn gray and to just, go all over. So the puzzle pieces of our lives, how can we put things together to optimize for what we want to achieve? I think that's what my desire for this group coaching program is to help people suss out in them, what do they want to have happen? And sure, there's this immediate felt need of, oh, I'm distracted and I'm not able to accomplish stuff at work. Okay, like definitely we will work on that as the most immediate felt need, and why you're pursuing group coaching, or maybe you're not able to hold down a steady job, or whatever that is. We can work through that, but then there's another level of what does life look like to be optimized for you and for your brain. Oh man, like that's exciting. Like what would life look like when you enjoyed the work that you're doing? Or sometimes you're going to have a bad day, or sometimes you're going to have work that's just hard, but back to so good they can't ignore you, and the craftsman mindset that doing hard work can actually be more fulfilling at the end of the day when it's aligned with your purpose, when you're like, yes, I want to do that. It's making me think of when I built a coffee table and I made it out of hickory. And that hickory, I don't know if you've ever done woodworking or if you've used hickory before, but it is super tough. It is really hard. But it's also really gratifying to like make something out of it, because you know how much harder you had to work to make that. And then I did a mid-century coffee table out of it. I laid the legs. Nobody in the wood shop that I was in had used the lathe before. I was like, well, I'll figure it out. Like, how hard can it be? And it was harder than I thought, but I figured it out. And at the end of the day, at the end of 6 weeks, I worked on it on and off. Did not work on it consistently. I had this beautiful coffee table that I ended up being able to donate to charity, that I got to see the fruits of my labor. I knew that the work that I was putting in that was hard, when every day that I got a little bit further and I got to see the progress of that work, felt so fulfilling. Like, man, like that was awesome. So my hope is that you can apply some of these principles that I share in the 7 focus habits for an intentional life to make work fulfilling like that. To find the work that suits your brain, to be able to find the habits that align with your goals and help you to be productive towards the things that you want to accomplish. That's the goal. And then, man, how much fun is life when you're doing that? When you're on a purpose and you're moving closer towards it. But let's see, when I was taking a walk with a dog to check the mail today, I was processing these ideas. And I was like, why have I struggled with goals? And why has that become such a strong thing in my life, a pattern? And it's because ADHD kind of robs me of a memory. It's almost like every day I wake up, and it's a little bit like Groundhog's Day, where like I kind of forget what happened. So I don't know, maybe that's not Groundhog's Day, but like it's like I started over fresh, and I kind of forgot what goals I had yesterday, what things I learned. Like I have to really try hard to pull up things, whereas it's easy to just kind of almost like reset and just treat today as like a brand new day, and like I don't have anything else going on, and I'll just do whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's this counter reminder. Shoot, I forgot about that. I guess I better accomplish that. Whereas I think normal people, they wake up and they have already have the files open of, okay, I've got all these things going on, and they can work on the one file without all the other files interrupting. Whereas for me, if that was true, I would be stressed out about all the things because I don't remember as much of what I have to do next. I'm just kind of very much in the moment, and I'm just doing that thing. So, sorry, I'm kind of going on this tangent or being circular, but it's this idea that the goal, something far away out in the future, is just not very present with me, whereas this present moment is very present. And so as someone with ADHD, I have to try hard to connect where I'm at today with where I want to go. And so that's it's a constant reminder. So I've made dream boards. I've got kind of all over the place, on my phone, in Notion, when I journal, writing out what are my goals, because I forget. you get on and start scrolling and you just, this is pleasurable. I'll just like scroll, or I'll just watch YouTube videos. And it's like, no, like I want to digest these, even though it's hard. I want to teach this stuff. I want to help other people because that feels really fulfilled. That's like the coffee table. That's the really fulfilling stuff. And to not get distracted by quick dopamine hits. So, and I think you can discover that for yourself. What does it look like to progress forward, to have clear goals of what you want to go after, and to see that progress? Like a lot of happiness comes from seeing progress in our lives and from just growth. So, those are some of my thoughts that I had as I was walking the dog to go check the mail today. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll share that. And then I forgot about it until just now. So thank you for joining me on this path. I am super thankful that I got to do this with you and share the focus habits and share all the things that we've talked about over the last 30 days. Once I have this break, I will probably come back and do more live streams because I've kind of gotten a kick out of it, and I'm enjoying the growth process that's come out of me doing this. I felt like I started to hit a groove of being able to clearly communicate and enunciate the ideas and the thoughts and the things that I wanted to share. So, I will see you around, and you can still sign up for the waitlist for the group coaching program, the Focus Habits for an Intentional Life. I'll post the link in the comments. And I wish I had some parting phrase to say, but I don't have any. So I'll just say goodbye. Thanks for joining. Cheers.